our main event, our low pressure ramping up here in Texas. That's going to ride up the coast, and with that, all that precipitation on the northern side of the system in that Arctic air mass. And that means that we're going to be seeing wintry weather. And as we go around 5 o'clock, that's when really the main band of this precipitation starts to move in. So you can see freezing rain from Lake Charles towards Lafayette here along I-10, all the way up to the north by Ville Platte, and down to the coast as well here on Futurecast. But once you get north, 1/4 of an inch very likely. So Lafayette north, it looks like right now, and we could see some of those higher amounts, so maybe up to 4/10 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch of freezing rain through your Monday evening here. And we mentioned a lot of viewing area underneath this 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. Normally that causes some isolated power outages, and you'll have those issues on the overpasses and bridges. But once you get over 1/4 of an inch, and it does look like a pretty good portion of the viewing area sees that, that's when we see more widespread power outages. A very cold and icy morning here across Acadiana. In fact, right behind me on the side, you can see some of that at least freezing rain that we had earlier on in the morning sticking to those signs. It's right around 2/10 of an inch here of ice. Now, to put that in perspective, once you get around 1/4 inch of freezing rain on surfaces, that's when we typically start to see power outages, things of that nature. So right now, if there are any power outages up here in Evangeline Parish, probably very likely isolated in nature. So, the road's pretty slippery. In fact, moving my boots across, very slippery here on the road. So conditions not too great, of course. And yet, of course, across the viewing area, differences in some of this precipitation type, and we do expect that to change here over the coming hours here. But you can see the light on this flagpole, just how much of it's coming down. Now it looks a lot more, but a very fine snow here falling this morning on the ground. You can see right next to me, there's this white area. That's that snow sleet mix that's all over the roads this morning. But more importantly, what's right next to it? It's this darker area right here. This is actually some slush that's now starting to freeze solid here, and we're seeing that on the roads right next to us. And right next to us here, probably one of the busiest intersections on a Monday morning here in Lafayette. Just a couple cars out this morning moving through, and those roads icy, mainly thanks to that sleet that fell through just in the last few hours. And but one thing to talk about that we haven't talked about this morning is just how cold it is outside. This is our anemometer and thermometer tool, and we can read the temperatures, see the wind speeds. Currently sitting right around 28 degrees, and we've been clocking in right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're right around 6.5 right now. That means the wind chills currently in the teens. Behind us over here, you can really see that starting to accumulate here on the power lines and the trees here across the city. It's that white look that you see there, and that's the ice on those trees. In fact, looking a little bit more impressive than the actual winter storm that we saw the other day when I was down in Lafayette. So this is something we're going to keep an eye on as these temperatures do hover right around freezing. We're here at the University of Lafayette, Louisiana, here in Lafayette, of course, and let's talk about ice. Let's take a little bit of a zoom down here. There's some flowers, some vegetation here at the entrance. You can actually see some of that glazing there on the flowers, just about 1/10 of an inch, so not enough to cause those widespread power outages, thankfully. Let's go ahead and say from cold and frigid Lafayette, everybody stay warm, stay safe. I'll throw it back to you guys in the studio.